Hey, how y'all doing? Glad to be here and be of service. Everybody can hear me okay?
Yes.
That's good. Okay, so when I ask the question, if y'all can just type it in because I'm recording, and I don't know if y'all may want it. I may put it on the internet. I don't know. I don't know yet. I mean, how everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing good. And it snowed up here in New York. We had a lot of snow, and it might be freezing in the morning. So I'll see if I go there. But I'm glad to be here. Let me ask you a question. If you could be or do anything, what would that be? Right? Don't answer, just think about it. That's when you think about it. If you could be or do anything, what would that be? And if money wasn't an object, what would you be doing right now? And the next question, why are you not doing it? See, we have excuses. We have the government, COVID, family, money. But what's the reason why we're actually not doing it? And who told us so? See, we believe that we're the one that tell ourselves the reason why we're not having, doing, or being what we want. But who really told us that? See, because society have us in the wrong structure, right? A lot of people I work with, they say, well, the reason why they can't do this or why this is not working out is because of them, right? And they've been doing self-development for a long time, but they're still going to different seminars and reading different books, and they still don't have what they want. And why is that? So when they say it must be them, they say they're the common denominator. But I beg to differ. I say you're not the common denominator. Because if you were, then you wouldn't have people from all walks of life. Blacks, white, Indians, Native Americans, Chinese, everybody have the same issue. Rich, poor, wealthy. I mean, it doesn't matter. Because if you're wealthy and you have a health issue, you're still trying to accomplish something. And you can't, because you're saying, it's me. I'm the issue, right? But no, you're not the issue. You are not the common denominator, right? You are not the common denominator. Think about that. Okay, you have a current reality, right? This is the reality you have right now. And you have a desired reality, right? This is the desired reality. This is your current reality, right? This current reality has an identity, right? The desired reality also has an identity of the person who owns that. Now, this identity in the current reality, the identity in the desired reality doesn't equal each other, right? Nor does the current reality and the desired reality, it doesn't equal each other either. They're two different entities, right? But society tells us that we're supposed to fix ourselves. So we go down this rabbit hole trying to fix ourselves, right? And the more you go down that rabbit hole trying to fix yourself, the more you find something wrong with you. I'm not good enough. I'm not capable. I'm insignificant. And you keep going down the rabbit hole. And the more you look, the more you will find something wrong with you, right? What you end up doing is you end up boxing yourself in here with I'm not good enough, right? Not to mention, we code up the current reality as being not good enough and the desired reality as being better, right? So when you say that the future is not good enough, and when you get whatever you're going for, it's going to be better, the silent message to your unconscious is, I'm not good enough. The current reality is not good enough. And therefore things will be better when, right? But we always saying things will be better when we get a new president, when we get a new job, start a business, it's always better when, right? But the silent message that we send keeps us locked in to this box. So notice that you got to think outside the box, right? So you go for what you want, right? But you hit a wall right about here and it pulls you back, right? And the reason why that happened is because this identity here in the current reality and this identity that in the thing that you're going for is two different identities. The person who has what you have right now and the person who has what you're going for is a different person, right? So the desired reality contradicts your current reality. This identity and this identity is different, right? So even if you go for it, like I say, hit the brick wall and then you bounce back, right? And even if you push through and you get what you're going for, something happened to make you come back. Either you make the wrong decision if it's a business, you get a new mate in life, you start blaming each other, or you make a decision that's just totally wrong. You just do something that's going to bring you back. And it's something that you love because it's your comfort zone. Right here is your comfort zone because that's what you're accustomed to, right? So you like being there. Then we blame people outside of ourselves, right? Think about it. What you're supposed to have is your current reality, your desired reality, of course, they don't equal each other because they're different, right? Then you have ID over here and an ID over here, right? But you don't do an archaeological dig trying to fix yourself, going back to find out, okay, what's wrong with me or what did I do in the past? You forget the past, right? These two IDs have to match. So when you go for this, you can get it. You see, once that's called being it. Once you be it, once you be the person who have what you're going for now, then you can have it. Because the main purpose of this ID right here, your ID is your unconscious. That's your ID, right? We live 95% of our lives from our unconscious. The main purpose of the unconscious is to keep you alive. So if your unconscious believes that once you get here, that life ends, and since this ID and this ID is two different IDs, then when you get here, you're going to be a different person. is not going to allow you to have it because it thinks it's going to die, right? But once you have this ID and this ID being the same, then you can have this. That's called being the alchemist. You become the alchemist, right? Now, when you go for this, you go straight to it. And if anything comes up, then that's recorded, right? So we have to get out of the problem-solving structure. It's about structure. And get into the creative structure. See, society got us in the problem-solving structure, but we're supposed to be in the creative structure, right? And what is a structure? A structure is two or more points. A structure is two or more points being held together by tension. See, tension holds the structure together. The perfect structure is the body, right? The body have muscles that create tension, and that's how we walk. For instance, you make a muscle, you create a tension seeks resolution, you relax it, right? And as you walk, you create tension, release tension, create tension, release tension, right? Like I said, a structure is two or more points being held together by tension. There are three different structures. You can have a steel frame building, and that's a fixed structure, and it's not going anywhere. You could push on it, it's not moving, it's not budging, right? Then you can take the same steel and make a pendulum, a giant pendulum, and then swing back and forth. That's an oscillating structure. And that's where most of us are right now, in the oscillating structure. We go for something and then bounce back, right? That's an oscillating structure. But the structure it's supposed to be in is a flowing structure, right? Supposed to be in a flowing structure. Where you go for it and just keep going. You can take that same steel and make a ship with an engine, put in the water, and it flows, right? It just goes straight to its destination, right? That's a flowing structure. And that's where we're supposed to be at, in the flowing structure. So we have to get out of the problem-solving structure and get into the creative structure. And the way to do that is, of course, to just go for what you want. We have Jay-Z, came from a bad part of Brooklyn. He wanted to be an artist. Everybody, he thought he was good. At the time, believe it or not, nobody thought he was good. Nobody would sign him. He still went for what he wanted. He created his own studio, and now he's a billionaire, right? J.K. Rowling, she wrote the Harry Potter series. She was poor, a single parent, going through all kinds of issues. She was stuck on a train, and she just wrote the book, became a series. She became a billionaire. Now she gives away millions of dollars. She didn't try to fix herself. She just went for what she wanted. Or for Winfrey, have obvious issues. She didn't try to fix herself. She just went for what she wanted, right? Donald Trump, regardless of what you think about him, he's a great manifester. He manifested things that he wants, right? And he have obvious issues also. He never tried to fix himself. People, we just got to go for what we want and stop trying to fix ourselves. That is the wrong structure. Beethoven composed his best symphonies when he was deaf. Einstein didn't talk until he was 4 years old. Today, we'd be trying to put our children on all kinds of medications. If that was the case, we wouldn't have the theory of relativity, right? We just got to go for what we want. Get out of the problem-solving structure, right? Just go for what you want. Right. This is where you want. This is where you're at. First, you look at where you want to go, right? You create a commentary here. Then you look at where you're at. Then you just go for it. You create tension. Tension seeks resolution. Tension seeks resolution. Tension will seek resolution to the center, and you get what you want. As I say in my book, Whatever he's seeking is seeking you also. The goal you're looking for is coming towards you, you're going towards it, right? Tension seeks resolution. Let's go into the human journey. The human journey, we start off as pure creative spirit. We enter our mother's womb and we pure creative spirit. She eats for us, she drinks for us, she walks for us, she does everything for us, right? Then we are born into this world and we become wounded through individualism. We no longer have it all. We have to figure out how to get what we want. When we're hungry, we have to figure out how to cry. When we're wet, we have to figure out a different cry for that. So we start making up beliefs and different structure to resolve our pain that we're having. I must do this to get that. I must be quiet, not to upset daddy. I must be good to get mom's love. And this creates our orientation or belief structure that leads us into trying to fix ourselves. Usually at this point, we create 6 limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough. We're trying to prove that we are good enough. I'm not worthy. This person is trying to be deserving. I'm not significant. This is usually a third child issue. They're looking for status. I don't belong. This person is trying to fit in. I'm not perfect. This person is always trying to fix themselves. I'm not capable. This person is always learning, but never starting anything, right? This is usually the 6 structures that we create at that time. This is the unconscious thing. We don't know about it, right? And it creates an oscillating effect until you meet this knowledge right here, and then you have an awakening. And I tell you that, hey, you just go for what you want, become the alchemist, and anything that comes up, you just record it. You learn to use your magnetic mind correctly, because you have a magnetic mind. You attract things to you, just not the things that you want, right? Life now starts to be oriented from the creative point of view. You become the predominant creative force in your life, start using imagination, turning the imagination into reality, and you go back to having it all. You be, do, and have whatever you want. Everybody that comes into this program, you start off with the 4 orientation choices. These 4 choices is where we start off at. The first choice, I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. You're not the only creative force in your life, but you are the predominant creative force in your life, right? This is where you want to be at. I choose the end result of having health, vitality, and fitness. I choose the end result of living my true nature and purpose. Or I choose the end result of living a life I love. Since I've been in this modality, I've seen a blind man that's been blind for 20 years take off his glasses and say he could see. He was in the same class I was when I was being coached and taught this program, right? And he didn't concentrate on trying to fix himself. He concentrated on living a life he loved. And in that life he loved, he was able to see his grandchildren. So he was able to see. I've seen people who couldn't walk, run. I have a woman I work with, she didn't even stay the full 1 year. She worked with me for 6 months. She had a frozen right shoulder, couldn't lift her arm up, but she's a photographer. Her business was suffering. She couldn't take pictures. Now she's back to taking pictures, beautiful pictures too. And the business is thriving. She concentrated on living a life she loved. And in that life she loved, she was taking pictures, business was thriving, the family is doing good. So I actually choose one of these for the process we're going to do tonight. We're going to do a recode. And we're going to make that possible for you. Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you would call it fate. So a lot of people don't know that these issues are going on in the background that's causing them to do what they're doing, right? Your unconscious work in the background, running your life. And you're calling it fate. You say, well, it's supposed to happen. No, you are doing it. Everything in your life, you are making it happen unconsciously. So what do? You change the programming. You rewire your program and run a different program, one that's going to give you what you want. We do this by taking 5 steps. The first one is making a true choice. A true choice is one that you just love. You're just doing it just because you love it. The Rolling Stones still playing music because they love making music, right? You just choose it because you just love to have it. It's something you want to experience. You're not running from anything. You're not trying to solve anything. It's just something that you would love to have, right? Like going to the restaurant, opening the menu and saying, well, I think I want to have fish today because I just want to experience it, right? Then we create structural tension, right? Like I said, there's structure and then there's tension, right? So we create structural tension, which means in the right structure and have the right tension. You can have a river that's running down and off to the left. And if you want that water to go off to the right, you can treat that water, filter the water, have the water tasting really nice, and it's still going to run off onto the left because the structure of the river is running off onto the left. If you want the water to run to the right, you have to change the structure of the river, dig the river off to the right, close off the section that's going off to the left, and now the structure is going off to the right. The river is going to follow the structure off to the right, right? Water follow the path of least resistance. Water follow the path of least resistance. And we as energetic beings, we are energy, we follow the path of least resistance also, right? So we could go in and change the path of least resistance in our consciousness. Then we get into the emotion of the end results. We have to live in the end, right? You go into the end result and see how you would feel once you have what you're going for. And however you will feel once you have what you're going for, that's the emotion you want to feel. You want to do it often, right? Because we are tuning into the path of possibilities, right? You have time past and time future, right? Time past don't exist, time future don't exist. If you dwell in the past, you're going to create more of the past, right? So you forget the past and you go into the quantum field of possibilities in the future and you live in the now. You pick a point of something that you want to manifest and you observe it into the future. You observe it into your reality now and it becomes your future, right? And you use emotions to do that. You go for what you want, and if anything comes up, then we recode it. Then you take aligned actions. Aligned actions is always an action to take. You can plant seeds, right? And if you don't take the feminine action, which is nurture, water it, the seed's not going to grow. So there's always action. There's never no non-action. because time exists, so it's always taking action, either feminine action or female action, right? Male action is doing, female action is nurturing. So there's always action to take. Sometimes you take the male action, then you got to sit back and let it happen. You got to allow it to manifest in your life. So how do we do the recode? You have an energy field around you. I have an energy field around me. And other people have an energy field around them. This energy field is known as the aura, right? Your aura tells you how to be you, what you're going to do, how your health is going to be, right? And then there's another field around you, it's your family field, right? And this field tells you how the family operates, what they consider to be right, what they consider to be wrong. And some things that you may be going for, your family field might code that up to be wrong, right? Or you may be going for something that the family never done before, like start a business, so you're not getting it, right? And then there's another field. This is a cultural field, and then there's other fields and other fields until you go all the way out here to the blue. This is the superconscious. And at the superconscious level, that's where we all connect as one. We are one, right? So I go up to the superconscious level, and I point out the new choice that you're making, and I see any blocks that's in there, in your blind spot, and I remove it, right? So you give me permission to connect with the superconscious, and I go in there and I remove it. And eventually I'll teach you how you could connect to your own superconscious. It's going to take some work. How this is done. There's a metaphor of the playing field, which is like a football field. Then you have the main person in the middle. And then the main personality is going for a desired end result, right? Then you have these resistance that pop out holes like, you would say, gophers. And they leave mounds of dirt behind. As you try to go and play on the active playing field, this is the metaphor, you're being tripped up on the holes and the dirt. So as I talk to your superconscious see the dirt that's being popped up as the resistance pops out and run off. And the superconscious come back with a light feather and sweep the dirt back into the holes and smooth out the active playing field. And put all these different dormant personalities into one personality, into the main personality, and make it one, right? So we actually coding up and changing the emotion of the dormant personalities. You're also getting rid of the resistance by making it all one. So you could all work together in the main personality to get what you want, right? So of course, this is a closed eye process. And now I'm gonna ask you to think of something that you're going for within the 4 choices, being the predominant creative force in your life, choosing health, vitality, or fitness, or going for, like I said, the living a life you love, which contains every last one of those, all right? So pick what you're going for. Type in a 1 when you pick it, let me know. So I know you're finished picking it. Yeah, you're not typing in what you're going for, you're just typing in a 1 to let me know that you finished picking what you're going for. If you look at the double slit experiment, they have a photon shooting light into two slits, right? There's two slits in a partition. Then there's a back wall, right? And the photon gun shoots energy, right? Photon is energy. So as it shoots the energy at the two slits, the energy is going around the wall, it's going through the slits, and it's all over the place. So when scientists started observing the photon guns shooting the light turned into a particle and started going through and hitting and lining up with the holes exactly on the wall, right? So that's when they noticed that we observe reality into existence. And how you could put this to the test is if you have a house and you go away for let's say you go away for 3 years, right? Your house don't exist anymore because you're not there. You could say, well, Anthony, I could call my neighbor and he said he's seen my house. The house is there. You observe your house into reality. That's like you're observing your physical being, your body into reality. You're light, your energy, and specifically your light, right? Your light being, energy being. And you observe your house into reality. When you come back after 3 years and you open that door and you go in, you start seeing cobwebs, you'll see cracks, you'll see things shifted in the house started to fall apart because you're not yet observing it into existence. But while you're living in the house and you're seeing the house every day, the house maintains itself. So you observe your reality, whether you know it or not, into existence. Okay, everybody's done. So what I want you to do now is close your eyes and see that you already accomplished what you're going for. Can you get into the emotion of the end result? See people congratulating you. Turn up the emotion some. Get into the emotion of the end result as much as you can. See what you see. Is there a smell? Smell it. Is there something to taste? Taste it. Is there something to hear? Hear it. Use all your senses. Live in the end. Feel it. Be, do, or have whatever you want. Be that person now. Okay, now I want you to come back. Just observe where you are right now, what you have right now, what emotions you have right now about what you have right now. And then type in what you think is stopping you right now from what's your resistance level. 10 being that you're going upstream with a ball, an iron ball around your feet. And 0 is you're going downstream and it's easy. You're just floating downstream. Type a number between 0 to 10. What's your resistance level? And everybody finish typing in, you start the process. Okay, what's your resistance level between 0 to 10? Okay. Now I want you to give me permission to connect with your superconscious. Say, I gave Anthony Williams permission to connect with my superconscious. You don't have to tell me, just say it to yourself. Just type in Y for yes. And then close your eyes and just relax. You don't have to do anything, just relax. And I'm going to talk to your superconscious. Waiting for everybody to finish. Okay. Close your eyes And please maintain your eyes closed until I say open them for the entire process. If you're playing all out. Superconscious, are you there? Superconscious, do you see the new choice that you're making? I'm going to refer to you as superconscious throughout the whole process. Superconscious, please put together the perfect treatment team to treat the resistance. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. And everything in between. Take some deep breaths, relax, keep your eyes closed. Superconscious are all parts and personalities on the treatment team. Superconscious, please explain the metaphor of the football field to the past that not participating. Let them know that no part is going to die, our part is going to live on in the main personality. We're just treating the emotion of the main event of the resistance. And the main personality going to live on to be part of the wisdom team in the main personality. All parts and personalities on the treatment team. Let them know we're going to treat, if it's a big issue, we're going to treat it one at a time. Sometimes you have a boulder, we're going to chip a little piece off until we just get the energy flowing. We're going to chip it off little by little until we get it all done. Superconscious, please treat the main event through past, present, and future timelines. Please treat for this life and past lives, any future lives. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, please treat the emotion of the main event. Treat the brain in the gut, the brain in the heart center, and the brain in the cranium. Please treat the past, treat across all timelines, include past lives and future lives. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, please treat paths and personalities. Treat the protective controller, the inner child, the perfectionist, the doubter. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Let's take some deep breaths. Let's notice what you notice. Keep your eyes closed. Superconscious, please treat that dormant part that sometimes triggers into the main personality that causes the issue. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. And everything in between. Superconscious, please treat the family history across all timelines to include past lives and future lives. Do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, please go back, all the way back to when you was 3 years old. Please treat the main event and the emotion of that main event. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Keep your eyes closed on this. Notice what you notice. Take some deep breaths. Superconscious, please treat the energy centers, back and front. Treat the pineal gland, pituitary gland. See a golden light coming from the top, going all through your body, all the way down to the earth. Do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, are we making progress? Good. Superconscious, please gather all remaining resistance into a bubble. All remaining resistance into a bubble. Flow that bubble up towards the sun and melt all resistance. See all resistance being melted into nothingness. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, please tag all memories touched upon today, to including emotions, family history, main personality, main event, past and personality, energy system, to include memory 1, 2, and 3. Superconscious, unconscious, and self-conscious. Please tag and reconnect into the matrix of the universe for more satisfaction in life and less pain. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Please keep your eyes closed. Superconscious, please treat secondary intentions. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Also treat broken promises through past, present, and future timelines. Do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, please support the new choices with new beliefs, new emotions, and new actions. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Your eyes closed. Let's notice what you notice. And when you're ready, just open your eyes and type in, let me know what your resistance level is now. Type in what it was before and what it is now. Like 8 to 1, 8 to 2, whatever. Okay, we have a 5 to 10. I mean, 10 to 5. Okay, that's a good. Cut it in half. We went from 10 to 5. 6 to 4. 8 to 6. Okay, we have some good movement. Okay, by this time, close your eyes again. Let's go back in. Close your eyes again. Let's go back in and see if we could take a little bit more down. Superconscious. See the new choice that you have made. You made the original choice. At the time, that choice was serving a purpose. That purpose is all grown. We no longer need that choice that was made before. Please observe the new choice that is being made. Do a massive change history, and everything is needed to support that choice. And remove all resistance. Superconscious, treat all resistance that comes up to these statements. I deserve my choice. I can have my choice. My choice is attainable. I'm manifesting my choice. Please treat and do a massive change history and all resistance that popped up during those statements. Superconscious, please treat all resistance that comes up when I make these following statements. I deserve my choice. I am worthy of my choice. I am capable of obtaining my choice. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, please tag those choices, the resistance, and reconnect back into the matrix of the universe. Ground us that we may achieve those choices. And please support the new choice with new beliefs, new emotions, and new actions. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Okay, that's it. Take some deep breaths. Guys, type in again. Every week, we keep chipping away. Type in where you are now. Okay, must see everybody's a tree. That's good. That's some good movement. Hey, thank you all for coming out. Be your best self. Anthony Williams out. Gratitude, gratitude. You're welcome. You're welcome.